Wait a second, do you really know Little Red Riding Hood? A little girl, her grandmother, a big bad wolf, and in the end, a hunter who saves the day. A happy ending. But what if I told you? In the original version of this story, there is no hunter and no happy ending. And the little girl is not saved. After this video, you'll never see this story the same way again. 1697, Paris. A man named Charles Perrault publishes a collection of tales told in royal circles. Its name, Tales of Mother Goose. Inside are stories we all know today: Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Little Red Riding Hood. But if you read this version, you'll notice something missing. There is no hunter, the wolf eats the grandmother, and then the girl. And that's where the story ends. But what truly matters is the short note at the end. A moral. It says, young girls, especially pretty and well-behaved ones, should never talk to strangers. Because some may be wolves. What does that sound like to you? This isn't just a children's story. It's a warning, and it clearly says, trusting the wrong person has consequences. Perrault wasn't telling this story to children, he was telling it to adults. And especially to women. This wasn't entertainment, it was a social message. Now let's look at it from a different angle. The Red Hood, the dark forest, the grandmother's house, these aren't random details. Bruno Bettelheim interpreted this tale in a very different way. According to him, the color red symbolizes transformation, the end of innocence. The forest, in old Europe, was beyond civilization, beyond law, religion, and safety. It was the unknown, dangerous, uncontrolled, and the girl walks right into it. She steps into a world where no one can protect her. In some older oral versions of the story, things are even darker. The wolf doesn't just attack, he manipulates. These parts were removed over time. But the message remains, danger doesn't always look dangerous. And by the time you realize it, it might already be too late. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This story may be much older than Charles Perrault. In 2013, researcher Jamie Tehrani studied the origins of this tale. And his findings were surprising. This story may go back thousands of years. Versions of it appear in China, Japan, the Middle East, Africa. Different cultures, same pattern: an innocent, a predator, and deception. Why? Because this story reflects a universal fear. The idea that something you trust may actually be dangerous. 1812, Germany. Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm publish a collection of folk tales, children's and household tales. And this is where the story changes. In their version, there is a hunter, the girl and her grandmother are saved. The story has a happy ending. But why? Because the Grimm brothers adapted these stories for children. They softened the violence, removed darker elements, and added hope, but they also changed the message. If you make a mistake, someone will come and save you. And that someone is usually a strong man. So the same story, in a different time, became something completely different. Now let's talk about the most important part. The wolf. Today, we see it as just an animal. But in old Europe, a wolf meant something more. Werewolf, the idea of humans turning into wolves, was widely believed. People were even executed because of it. In 1573, Gilles Garnier was accused of being a werewolf and burned alive. So what does this mean for the story? The wolf isn't just an external threat. It can also represent something much closer. Something that looks human, but isn't. Grandma, why are your ears so big? Think about that scene again. The wolf disguises itself. It becomes someone familiar, someone trusted, and the girl realizes the truth, too late. This isn't just a fairy tale moment. It's a story about deception. So now the real question is, what will you do with this story? Because this isn't just about the past. It teaches something much bigger. Every story you hear has been shaped. Who wrote it? Who was it for? What was changed? If you can ask these questions about a fairy tale, you can ask them about anything. News, stories, even reality itself. Little Red Riding Hood has been told for thousands of years. And every time, it was changed. So now, how will you see it? Maybe the most important lesson is this. Not everything that looks innocent is truly harmless. And sometimes, All it takes is looking a little closer.